at Rachel's wedding. Last time we had all 24 grandchildren together, and it was a favorite picture of Grandma Candy that she had in her home. To welcome everyone.
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay, to our Davidson family Zoom. Although we would have loved to all be together in person, this will have to do to keep us safe during this pandemic. Today we commemorate the 5th Yartzeit of our dear beloved mother and grandmother, and I would like everyone to have a chance to share something. Dan has also agreed to say a few words right before we start the grandchildren. After the children have had a chance to say something, I'll ask each grandchild in age order to, if they want to participate. And I hope you know your spots, but I'll try to give you a cue. 5 years has passed, and so much has happened in our family and in the world. But I still can't believe that I can't just run over and visit Mom at her Creekside apartment or call her up to relate some family news. The loss is most acute during a simcha or holiday event. Mom liked playing her bridge games. She was a member of 2 bridge clubs. She enjoyed delivering Hanukkah gifts to all her kids and grandkids, and she loved traveling and going on cruises. She never missed a graduation unless there was a really good reason. But her most joy was reserved for being at large family gatherings. Thanksgiving, holidays, weddings. She would be a big part of every family reunion where she delighted in her many children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. She was so proud of all of them, and they all loved her without bounds. I'm sure she's quelling in the next world, counting every new Gigi, and sorry she missed meeting so many of them. She's probably also wondering when the next wedding is going to be. Hint, hint. We are so happy, and she would be so happy that we're all well and staying close. No, you want to say anything? Okay. I now turn it over to oldest son, Michael.
Sure. Thanks, Julie. Thank you so much for doing this. It's amazing. And also thanks for that great dinner celebration we had of Mom's life. It was really fantastic. So I just want to say that for me, I appreciate our mother more than ever. I mean, I just realized the other day I had this quote in all my emails saying things work out the best for the people who do the best for the way things work out. I realized that really came from my mom because that was how she lived her life, always trying to make the best out of a lot of things that happened to her that were tragic, but she always rallied and pulled through and always had a great perspective on life. And I wanted to also say how much joy I get from seeing my grandkids, all of them, of course, but the ones that have the names that my mom, so thinking of Poppy Clara and Clara and Claire Davidson, and of course now Ben Lincoln. I always think of them. Every time I see them, I think of our mom and how much she meant to all of us, and it's a joy to see them and all the values that we have from her, transmitting those down to them as well. So it's great to have a mother like that, and I always appreciate it every day more than ever.
Thank you, Michael. Elliot? Where is he?
Got to unmute. Okay.
Okay.
Again, thank you, Julie and Michael, for your comments. I just got to say how great it is to see everybody. I miss you guys. I miss all of you and hope to see more of you. I just wanted to say a couple things about Mom. The thing that strikes me most about her and one of the things I miss about her is her great positivity and the unqualified love she had for us. And I just want, for each of us, I just want you to recognize what a wonderful gift that was that she gave to all of us. And the way that got expressed to me that I think about it is in 2 ways. One was the way she opened her home, and the way her home was filled with that positivity and that love. The minute you walked into that room, into that house, out of every slightly disheveled corner and every pack-ratted place, the sweetness was just coming out. And you could all feel that. And the other way that that was expressed to me was through every phone call that I had with her. From the minute that you heard that "Hi, sweetie," to the end of the phone call, no matter what you were calling about, you walked away from that phone call after that positivity and that unqualified love. You walked away from that feeling better about yourself and your ability to handle whatever life is throwing at you. And you felt, you felt better about what was going on in your life, and you felt better about your ability to handle what was going on. And that was the gift that you gave all of us. And I just want to let you remember that you have that piece of her inside you. You've passed that piece of her to all of your, children. And whenever you're feeling down, I want you to reach down and remember that you have that, and you can still look to that because she's a part of all of us. And I just am very, very grateful. And I want you to remember that gift that you have.
Thank you, Elliot. Stephen, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I think I'm unmuted. You want to reiterate, thanks for organizing all of this. It's wonderful to see all the nieces and nephews. I think that was a statement we always said at these weddings, to many nieces and nephews, and we certainly have fulfilled one of Grandma Candy's fondest wishes. Just remembering back to Mom's funeral after we had a little shiva here in Detroit, I mentioned that my mom was the most positive person in the world. I didn't know she ever said a bad thing about anybody. And I keep that spirit with her. And I try to do that the same as try to follow her commitment to being nice to everybody, being friendly. And she certainly was. And she has instilled that to us and all of our family. So I appreciate that, and her spirit is always with us.
Miriam, you're unmuted.
I'm muted. Can you
Yes.
hear me? Well, I just wanted to say all of the things that you've said have kind of been my sentiments as well. But I try to, obviously is with me all the time, every day. A day doesn't go by that I don't think about her. And I think that the best way for me to honor her memory is to kind of, try to take on some of her positivity, because I tend to be a worrier, and, I tend to always think the worst case scenario. And I really feel like in order to honor Mom's memory, that I need to be more positive, see the cup, half full, as opposed to half empty. And that's something that I want to work on to, bring her memory to this world, through those actions. And also I also try to do things and remember her memory through wearing her scarves, or I bought myself a tablecloth on my birthday. And when I use the tablecloth, I think of Mom, and those little things that I can do to kind of bring her presence to mind is something that I try to think about. And but particularly I want to work on staying positive and trying to see the best in the world. So
Thank you,
in honor of Mom, I'm toasting with my cup of coffee.
Okay. Dan, would you like to chime in?
I want to thank Julie and Phil for bringing us all together. This is an amazing collection of happy faces, and it's a vibrant extended family. I want to say that an extended family is built over many years by many wonderful people. So we are living, and there are some who are no longer with us, but we're grateful to all for their part in our lives.
Unmute. Okay, thank you. Thank you to all. We were now going to start with the grandchildren of Grandma Candy, with her first grandchild, David Nemser, David Nemser, you are unmuted and can speak to the group.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to say I'm honored to be here. And actually, I want to show a picture of my early years as I was born. Dad, you show the picture too?
Very nice.
Wow.
It's over there. Okay.
I hope many of you remember that my dad, my mom, me, Grandma Daisy, Grandma Candy, and great aunt Sarah Bomowitz.
Great picture.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. Okay.
You're welcome.
Number 2 grandchild, David Joshua.
Hi, great seeing everybody. So what a special occasion to be all together. I just wanted to share a few lines from Ethics of the Fathers, Pirkei Avos, that I think Grandma Candy really exemplified, because there's so much you could say. So Hillel says, Im ein ani li mili. If I am not for myself, who will be for me? And Grandma Candy really showed us and felt it was important to be self-sufficient and not to rely on other people to take care of you. She'ani la'atni ma'ani. If I'm only for myself, what am I? Grandma Candy was very giving and very generous, and we all appreciated and benefited from her love. And if not now, when? She wasn't one to push things off, especially important moments in life, like you had the right person in your life to get married and there's a family. She was very much in favor of that. Lastly, Shammai Omer, Aseh Terascha Keva. Make your spiritual life, your foundation important, because she didn't look for material possessions for happiness. But like my mom said, it was really about family and meaningful things in life that made everyone happy. And she really showed that. And more ma'at v'aseh harbe. Say a little and do a lot. She was not one generally to brag, except when it came to her family, her kids and her grandkids and her great-grandkids. And I think she was justified in that. But that was the one thing she bragged about. Haveh mekabel es kol hadam b'sever panim yafos. You should welcome everybody with a nice countenance. And this Grandma Candy excelled in. She would welcome everybody, family, friend, stranger, with a huge smile, and everyone felt loved, and special around her. And then she would follow through, oftentimes with a hug, including once to a very surprised shul rabbi who gave a big bear hug to. That was her. She really showed her love, and she saw the best in everybody. And hope we all can learn to not focus on people's faults, but on their positives. And so we'll all be happier for it.
Thank you, David. Aaron, are you ready to say something?
All right, my kids are showing me how to use the technology. Okay. So it's so nice to see everybody, and this is so nice. Thanks so much for organizing. I actually have this card that I sent to Grandma Candy 5 years ago that kept getting returned to me, so it never made it to her before she died. But it was I had first tried sending it in August. It got returned a couple times, but I opened it up just now. And it's just saying, a grandmother is never far from thought, always close in love. And that no matter how grown up I may be, no matter the distance between us or the time between visits, there's one thing you can always be sure of: how much I love you. And inside was all these pictures I'd sent her of my kids, because she always would tell me, please send me my pictures. Where are my pictures? I want pictures of your kids. And always, again, with the positivity, always glass half full. I now cry at the drop of a hat, and I think it's definitely from Grandma Candy, but she always smiled throughout all of it. So that's what I try to teach my kids as well, that I want them to always have that never meet a stranger attitude and kindness running throughout. Ryan, you want to come in? Yeah, that she treated each of us as if we were the most special person in the room. Everyone thinking they're her favorite. Ryan always said that too. So, but I miss her tremendously, and definitely think of how much she affects me every day. And I'm a therapist working again, and I know I attribute the foundation of that to her as well. So, miss her. And all of you.
Okay. Thank you, Erin. Rachel Wienerman. Where's Rachel?
Rachel.
I have Ben and all the kids are here. They're just not in the screen. But thank you for all being here, and it's really an honor to remember Grandma Candy today. Grandma Candy taught us so many lessons, but for me, there's really 3 things that I remember from Grandma Candy that I try to, live my life according to what she taught me. And I think that she really inspired all of us, but she really inspired me for 3 things. So one, I think, was her love of family and her, desire for family. And, part of that came from, her love of us. And like Erin said, all of us were her favorites. I don't think that, she made us think that each grandchild and each child was special. And, her emphasis on family and, her wish for all of us to have large families, I think is a value that she instilled in all of us. And I think that we've all continued in that tradition. 2 is her love of Judaism. And, part of that continues her love of family, her desire for Jewish population, she never hid, but her desire to continue the Jewish tradition. And I think her stories of growing up as in a very small town where she was one of only a few Jewish children and needing to, continue to be Jewish in the face of adversity, I think was really inspirational to me. And I really enjoyed hearing her commitment and what she did, and then her pride in seeing what she was able to build in Dayton, and then to see what her children were able to experience, living now. I think she was really proud of and would be really proud of what we're doing. And then 3 is her commitment to women's education and women's advancement in the world. I think that she really inspired all of us to be, who we could be and who we should be, as women. I think she was really committed to that in her own career and her daughter's careers and her grandchildren's careers. And, it was sad for me that she couldn't see, Hillary running for president. I know she would have really been proud of her. And I think that to see a woman be elected vice president, I know she would have been really proud of that. And I think that she is such an inspiration to, obviously she was proud of all of her children, but I think that as a special inspiration to her, to female careers, I think that was one of her main pride. So we remember Grandma and hope that we can live up to all of the ideals that she has transmitted to us.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel.
Next is David Jeremy.
Hi, everybody. So great to see everyone. I wish it was in person, but I'm glad we're able to see everybody under these extraordinary circumstances. I think about Grandma Candy every day because I have this one, Clara Davidson, and David Davidson and Clara Davidson. Although there's many people named after David and Candy or Clara, we're the only David Davidson and Clara Davidson, though we're not planning on getting married.
Oh, she is obsessed with you.
Oh, she is. And I just think that her love of life is something that we try and have fun and celebrate every day. And you wouldn't believe how many times I catch myself hitting the table and going like, up when I'm like playing with the kids is like a thing of surprise. And I find myself sometimes getting embarrassed by it, but then it makes me think of Grandma, and it always makes me smile. So it's so great to see everybody, and wish everybody safety, and hope everyone's well during these crazy times.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Lewis, where are you on the road?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so glad that we all had the chance to do this. It's a very fitting tribute for Grandma Candy, and she taught us so many things, and it's hard to just say one or two, but the 2 that really stand out for me are her love for education, the importance of learning, her love of learning, and also her kavod habriot, her ability to see the intrinsic value in each and every human being. And I hope that every day I'm fortunate enough to be an educator, a chance to teach people. Use both of those, the chance to just exuberance for learning and becoming the best, the value of every human being, everyone who's in my class. So I really I feel very lucky to have had the chance to learn from her and to be one of her grandchildren.
Thank you, Louis. Those are very important messages. Next is Rebecca. She's probably down here. Rebecca, are you there? Yeah, there she is. Okay.
Here. Hi. Didn't know if I'm gonna fit, so sorry for the background noise. Yeah, my kids are a little bit crazy this morning. So I want to share a memory, but also something I learned from her. So my coworkers actually pointed out to me, I didn't even realize like I do this, but it's definitely from Grandma. Apparently I always look for the best in people and always like sorry baby. I always try to like think of why someone might do it, or give someone the benefit of the doubt. Anytime one of my coworkers complains about someone else or says that this person treated them poorly, I say, well, what do you think is going on in their life? Maybe there's a reason they did that. Maybe they didn't intend that. Maybe it came out the wrong way. Like I always think of what could be a positive behind it, give people the benefit of the doubt, and that definitely came from Grandma. And I'll say that the memory. Danielle, can you say hi? I have a lot of memories as a child, but I also feel honored to have lived in the same city as her as an adult. And one thing I loved to do was to bring the kids over for dinner at Creekside, because she was always so happy to show them off and to have all her friends meet her great grandkids, the grandkids too. And I remember sitting at dinner and feeling slightly bad that my kids would be a little rowdy, running around, going under the table. And she was always so happy to see that. Just like, oh, look at the kids being kids, like let them run around. They're having a blast. It's good to have that energy in the dining hall at Creekside. And I was like, oh, I feel bad. They're like causing a ruckus, and she's like, yay, a ruckus. So that's my memory.
Thank you, Rebecca. Devorah, you're
you guys can call me Davy still. This is
Davy, grandchild number 8.
Yes.
That's it.
Hi. So this is wonderful, and we're so excited that you guys put this together. So thank you so much. This is the perfect tribute. So Mia wants to say something first. Okay. Do you want to say it? Okay. Should I come back to you? Go ahead. What do you want to say? Now's your turn. I don't know if you heard that. She said, Grandma Candy is so special. That's what she wanted to say. So, I wanted to share a little bit of the things that we do every day to keep Grandma in our hearts. And, we think about her every day and how we incorporate her into our lives. So obviously Mia Claire is the first, Clara Ahava, first grandchild, great grandchild named for her. And I tell her that all the time. The second is that we keep her candy dish full of York peppermint patties. And
I always eat them.
Yes, and you always eat them.
So, I always sneak to eat them.
I know. So we always keep that full. And then, the biggest thing is that can you come sit, please? Mia, it's our turn. Can you come sit, please? We always try to tell stories about, you need to tell them quickly. Okay, it's our turn, we gotta talk. So we try to tell stories about Grandma, and I'd say, the first one is, then say it, honey.
Oh, yes.
Okay. How much she helped kids. So with Mia being 4 years old now, it's very special to her, and how she was always helping 4-year-olds. And I try to tell Mia, you are exactly the child, that she would go around knocking door to door and to parks and everything else, trying to help particularly. So very important that she kind of understands that it's just kids like her and every kid and every human being that walked the planet that Grandma was always trying to help. So try to instill some of those values into Mia, and try to raise her with some of the characteristics that we've all been talking about here. So
Thank you, Davy. Jeff, Jeff there?
Yep, we're here.
Okay.
Thanks everybody thanks Julie and Phil for putting this together. It means a lot to us. We're just so glad that we had that huge family reunion in Sandusky all together before Grandma passed away, and we're so glad that Jack got to meet Grandma. We're sad that Bo and Poppy didn't get to do so, but Grandma's positivity definitely lives within this Poppy Clara. Just always a positive, happy girl, right, sweet girl? I think it was my dad who said that it's such an amazing inspiration to me. I think about all the time that Grandma went through such horrible tragedies and was still the most positive person I think I've ever known. Just always such a positive person. Never heard her complain about anything, especially never heard her complain about any of the horrible things that happened to her. And Grandma just meant so much to us. She was always someone we look forward to seeing, someone to talk to. I think it was Elliot who said, there's never a time where you talk to Grandma where you didn't end the conversation feeling better about everything, about your life, about yourself. Just always an amazing person to be with. So we miss her every day, and we love her. And she lives on in all of us.
That's it. Now for grandchild number 10, Sarah Nemzer Cole.
Hi.
All the way from Israel.
We are with all of our kids with Yaakov, and Yaakov and I are proud of all of our children. I wanted to speak especially about Shachar, our daughter, who's named after Grandma Candy. As Jonathan said, it's not always a clear why someone is named after Grandma Candy, so I just wanted to explain a little bit. The short answer is that Shachar, which means dawn, is named after Grandma Candy's sunny personality. And Shachar certainly has that sunny part of her. But on a longer explanation would be that Shachar, the dawn, has a special significance in Jewish law as the beginning of the day. And in the Talmud Yerushalmi, it talks about, how do you know that the day has started? What is the sign that it is Shachar, that it is morning? The Yerushalmi says, "Mishiyakir et chavero haragil imo mimerchak arba amot." When you recognize your friend that you're familiar with from 4 paces away, that sense of recognizing somebody, when it's light enough, you can see who it is. And I just feel like that just makes me think of Grandma Candy, because she recognized everybody, like every person, as we keep saying, she never met a stranger, just that sense that everybody was a friend, and she saw the humanity in everybody. And I think about how we would go clothes shopping, and she would, look at the name tag of the person who was helping us and say, "Oh, hello," and call the person by name and ask them how they're doing, how's your day going, and just really treating them like a person and not just somebody who's there to help with her shopping trip. Just that seeing the humanity in every person. And I just want to say also the unconditional love that everybody mentioned. I remember from all the phone calls where she would always say, I'm sure everyone my age got this also, how's your social life? And whatever I would say, if I would say, oh, nothing much is going on, she'd say, okay, fine. And if I said like, oh, I have a boyfriend, actually, it's going very well, and I would expect some big reaction. I'd be like, no, fine, that's great, that's fine. And just that sense that like, it didn't matter what the answer was. Like, she just loved us so much, and just wanted to be a part of our lives. And so great to see everybody. So thanks.
Thank you, Sarah. Wonderful to see you. Sarah Wienerman Chestis.
So nice to see everyone. I also wanted to highlight Grandma's optimism and her zest for life. I'm going to share with you some pictures when we were on a cruise in 2008, and it was a white night party in St. Petersburg, where at midnight it still was kind of light in the sky, and they were having a party, and I was kind of tired. I'm like, I'm not sure I want to go. And Grandma was like, what do you mean? Of course we're going. Not even a question about it. And you can see some pictures of her. That's at the party. And this is a picture of her dancing with everyone there. So she had a great time. Everyone loved her. I think she was like the most loved person on this cruise. And especially during these uncertain times, I'm also trying to channel that optimism and that enthusiasm for life.
Thank you, Sarah. We're up to halfway. Jonathan Davidson, grandchild number 12.
I know, I always knew I was 12 out of 24. So a few things I want to talk about quickly. I've shared this story before, but when I was in college, I came back to my dorm room and my roommate told me, "Hey, your grandmother called." And I was like, "Which one?" He goes, "I don't know." I said, "Well, did she sound calm or crazy?" And he said, "Oh, definitely crazy." So I knew that it was Grandma Candy immediately. But similar to what some other people have talked about, where everybody felt like they were her favorite, she had a way of talking to you where while she was talking to you, you were the most important person to her right then and there. You know, it didn't matter if we were in the midst of some big family event with 200 people. She was talking to you, and you were the most important person at that time. We always talk about Ben having this really kind heart. He's a really very sweet, generous boy, and we know that that is directly because of Grandma Candy. But mostly I want to just share that, as other people have said, I'm a teacher, and I have a lot of students that have very troubled homes and troubled history. And I remember I was maybe about 12. I was maybe about 12, and Grandma was over staying with us. And she was telling me about her times as a social worker and working with students. And I had kind of just asked her in a very plain way, like, how do you understand and handle all these kids? I mean, here I was, just a 12-year-old, kind of thinking about that. And she was talking about her school life by saying, "First, I seek to understand." And I govern my teaching style and philosophy off of that philosophy, that I first seek to understand. And I take it with me everywhere. So.
Debbie? Where's Debbie?
Hi, I'm here with Aria, Zoe, and Josh. This is always an interesting time because it's also our 5th wedding anniversary. Grandma died right before our wedding, and Josh got to meet most of you at the funeral. I also got Grandma's ability to cry at everything. As soon as I saw Herman reach for his first tissue, I lost it. So, but yeah, then, you know, and she never got to meet my kids, but here, can you sit up for a second, Aria? This is Aria Claire, and she very much embodies Grandma's friendliness. She says hi to every single person we pass on the street, no matter who they are. Right, Aria? Can we say hi? And anyone she meets, she calls her friend. So she'll refer to everybody as my friend, so-and-so, you know, if they just met for a second. You know, when I first started going into teaching, it was a similar demographic to what Grandma has always worked with. And she very much, even though, you know, other people were like, "Oh, let's just stick to what you know," Grandma really inspired me to pursue working in New York City public schools, and then now coming to Columbus and doing the work I'm doing here at KIPP. And I always think of Grandma. She definitely was an inspiration.
Rachel Nemser Kravitz.
Hi. I'm so happy to see everybody. You saw both my kids pop in here every once in a while. So here's Ezra. Mar's coming in a second. You know, the fiery red hair does not go unmissed. Can you say hi? Hi, Ezra. Okay. All right. Well, they're going to be a little wiggly, but all right, go ahead. So what I want to say about Grandma, I mean, you know, I think we all have so many fond memories of her, but, you know, thinking about as the youngest girl of kind of the first wave of grandkids, I always remember kind of the special treatment of getting all the granddaughters Grandma was able to have in her home for sleepovers, and, you know, getting to kind of sneak in, sometimes watching R-rated movies when I was like 8 years old. That Grandma was, you're one of the girls, you're one of the, you know, just happy to have us, have us together. And, I definitely, echo what a lot of people said about, thanks, Rachel. Echo what a lot of people said. I feel like I get a lot of my feminist itch from Grandma. And when we named Tamar after Grandma, I think about every day, especially now because she's getting into her terrible twos. She goes down the street and she waves hi to everyone. She's very generous every time she gets herself a cheese stick. She gets Ezra a cheese stick. She's very thoughtful that way, but she's extremely stubborn. Just like Grandma. Julie and Aunt Miriam gave me a bunch of photos from after Grandma died when we came to Columbus for the funeral. So just one that I really like a lot is Grandma holding my mom, and then one of Grandma holding me. I think the continuity of our family is very strong. Oh my gosh, yeah, everybody's gonna cry. My goodness. So the one thing I wanted to read, I think, is really emphasize this about today is I have a letter from my mom to Grandma that I wanted to read. We don't have that many of these things, so it's nice to be able to share them when we do. So this is from 1997. Dear Mom, so from Elaine to Candy. Dear Mom, you gave me life, you gave me love. Everything I have, I owe to you. Everything I've become, I owe to you. Despite adversity, you gave us a happy and secure childhood and continue to be a wellspring of maternal lovingness to all of us. Because of you, I have led an unusually rich and happy life. Your wisdom and guidance and love has helped me every step of the way and continues to do so. You have been a source of strength to me during the difficult year. I think we can all agree this has been a difficult year for us, so I echo my mom in that. I feel very blessed and eternally grateful to have you for a mother. So, I think we can all agree that Grandma has been source of that for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. That was very meaningful. We have Josh Davidson edging out the next grandchild, so we'll let Josh go next.
Yes, well, thank you, Aunt Julie and Uncle Phil for setting this up, and Allie and I we're thrilled to see everybody. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years since Grandma has left us, and looking at those 5 years, there's so much that I know I've changed. I know all of us have changed in these last 5 years, and it's just I wish I can just share everything that's been going on with my life and have her meet Allie, and unfortunately that she won't have that opportunity, but it just shows that she was always looking out for our family, and Becca, I think you said it, that she always looked out the best out of people, and I really think I echo that and share that to everybody I meet. One memory that I'm very fond of, I'm sure we all remember Boonshoft Science Museum in Dayton. As a kid, I always loved going there. It didn't matter how many times I've been there. I still even remember what the museum looked like, the lobby, and she always put her grandkids first, and it always put a smile, and even more smile than I already have, because I was just enjoying myself so much being there. And that she and you guys all said it, that she made, even though she had so many other grandchildren, she made you feel very special. She made you feel like you're the only one in the world, and I miss her every single day, and I'm just glad I'm so grateful for our family. I miss her a lot, and I love her.
Thank you, Josh. We have Jacob Portman.
Hey everyone, I'm glad I was able to jump in at the last minute. I'm stepping out to the brunch rush at this new restaurant in Chicago I just started working at last week. But yeah, just hearing everyone's words about Grandma is just really bring back just all these amazing memories. And the past few weeks I've been looking at some of that archival footage that Phil had collected, and just seeing videos of Grandma's basement, just even thinking about like the tile on the floor, just like brings back a lot of memories. just seeing her playing, with my older cousins when they were kids, and I just like can't, not see like, their own kids' faces, and it's just, I'm sorry. But I think that, that we carry, the people who came before us, like with us, every time we smile, Grandma's there. Every time we laugh and cry, she's there. So I think that, the people we lose aren't really gone. So, and I think that so much of Grandma, she's still really with us today. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jacob. We're happy you could join us. Is your brother Aaron around?
Hi, everybody. Yeah, no, I just wanted to say how meaningful and special this is to be here all together. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be at the funeral. I was away at a semester abroad. And that was really hard for me to not be able to be home to celebrate Grandma's life. So this feels like a nice opportunity to do that, to kind of come back 5 years later and to remember her and to be together with all of you. A few things that I'm thinking about relating to Grandma. First of all, the fact that this Zoom room that we're in feels a lot like Grandma's house. I remember Grandma's house being the place where so many of us were able to spend time together. I'm thinking about, the second generation of cousins. We would spend weekends and summers together playing video games in the basement, or going to the Boonshoff Museum or the Air Force Museum, and just running around, like 10, 15 kids in Grandma's house. And she would just be sitting there in her chair laughing and smiling while we would just destroy her house. But she loved it. So being here with all of you really reminds me of the times that we were able to spend together. And also thinking about, my own life. Obviously, there were certain things in my life that Grandma missed. She didn't have an opportunity to meet Dina. And I think her and Dina would have really loved each other dearly. And also she wasn't around to see my graduation from college or my future graduation from rabbinical school, which will be happening this year. But I can attribute the fact that I want to work with people in my life as a rabbi to her. She often would come up to me and say, Aaron, I want you to run for office, and I'll be the first to support your campaign. And I don't want to be a politician. I have no desire to be a politician, but I do have a desire to work with people and to help people, and to as so many other people said, be a teacher, an educator, and helper of people, to be a positive force for others. And that comes directly from Grandma. Dina can attest to this. I talk to people in line at the grocery store. I talk to strangers in my neighborhood. I don't see strangers. I see friends, and that doesn't go away for all the younger kids. Like, you're going to continue feeling that way as you get older as well. I miss Grandma and I love her, and I'm really glad that we're able to do this together.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. Zach, are you there? Zach.
Hello. Thank you for organizing this, and this has really been wonderful to reflect on Grandma Candy and her life. I also have been spending the last week eating a lot of York peppermint patties. So I remember actually talking to Aaron at one of these big family get-togethers, and we looked over at Grandma just surrounded by all these people, and Aaron said, like, what an incredible matriarch is Grandma Candy. And I remember that, and I think this is just such great evidence of that, the amazing effect that she's had on so many people. I think fondly about the times that we went to her house, and remembering like the shag carpet by that TV, and the kind of the comfy sunken-in couches, and playing air hockey in the basement and Super Nintendo with my cousins. She just created such a warm, welcoming environment for all of us, and she has just really inspired like the importance of like connecting to people. And even during kind of these crazy times while we're all wearing masks, it feels so good, those kind of moments where you connect with people when you're out and about. And Grandma Candy really just made me realize how important it is to make friends with strangers. So thinking about her a lot today, and miss all of you.
Thank you, Zach. We're going to go back to the Portmans. Where's Noah?
Hello, everybody. It's great to be here remotely. Thankfully, I'm here with my brother and his wife and Becky here in Manhattan. So if you hear sirens, it's just the city. Yeah, I think Grandma would be very happy that we're all able to take part in an event for her virtually. I think she never let anything get in the way, even technology. As one of her younger grandkids, 19 of the 24, I kind of stepped up and kind of helped her with her technology. So when times were getting more social media-esque and we were kind of living in this virtual world, she came on to me and said, "No, I want to get a Facebook. Help me get a Facebook." So now I can look back and say that she's one of my friends on Facebook. But I think she would have had the most friends in a social media world, because in a world where you can't be a stranger, I just can't imagine what she would do. I think she would love the fact that we're all together doing Zoom like this, and I miss her so much, and it's great to be here and see you all.
Thank you, Noah. Is Danny ready?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
First of all, I just want to say it's really great, and it's refreshing to see everybody's face, especially in pandemic times. It's kind of crazy times right now. I know Grandma definitely wouldn't do well with the pandemic. She loved being around people, so it definitely would be hard on her. I want to second what a lot of the younger wave cousins have already said about Grandma's house. Some of my greatest memories were in that house, and the house alone, there's nothing super special about it. But I think what really made that house so special was the family, the love, the joy that was in that house. It really showed me that it's not about material things. It's not about having the nicest furniture, the nicest TV. It's really about the people that are there, the memories that you share. And some of my greatest memories were going there for traditions like Rosh Hashanah. I still, to this day, every time I have apples and honey, I can't help but think of Grandma and that house. Grandma was very selfless. She cared about others before herself. There are a lot of times where she was always concerned about me not eating enough. So she would always want me to eat more. There was a specific time that I can remember where she made me eat way too many SpaghettiOs to the point where it wasn't good for the cousins that were in the car right after that. A lot of them are in this the Zoom call right now. But I think that it shows the kind of person that Grandma was. She cared about others before herself. And ultimately, that's what I'm going to remember about Grandma.
Thank you, Danny. Hallie, I'd like to hear from you.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much. It's just so great to see all of you, and I can't wait until we can see each other in person. So this is Max, my boyfriend.
Nice to meet you guys.
So really excited to have him here with me. So I have a story, kind of a funny story. So it was Aaron's wedding, I believe. And me and some of my cousins, it was Ari, Selby, Ellie, and Julie. We really wanted to watch a movie. So we asked, can we please watch in your room, Grandma, please? And she's like, yes, of course, watch whatever you want. Pick whatever movie you want. And so we started looking on what movies. Of course, we had to buy a movie. I'm like, Grandma, is it okay if we buy a movie? She's like, yes, buy whichever movie you want. Of course, we didn't pick a very appropriate movie. We picked John Tucker Must Die, which I thought was fine. I was 13 at the time. It was PG-13, but a lot of my cousins were younger. I think Julie might have been like 7. So maybe it wasn't appropriate for her. And we're watching this movie. It's really good. We're really getting into it. And, oh, Becky was there. Thanks, Becky. So basically, during an inappropriate scene, Leslie just walked in to see like this inappropriate scene. And we all got Grandma in trouble, and we felt really bad. But basically, Grandma just spoiled us, and she just loved us so much, and we love her so much, and we miss her. I can still smell her perfume. I remember just sitting in her room. I watched a lot of Parent Trap over and over again in her room, smelling her different perfumes. I thought it was so cool. So really just love Grandma so much. Love you all. Miss you all so much. And yeah.
Thank you, Hallie. Becky, can you say something? Unmute her, honey.
There you go. Hi, we're back. It's so good to see everyone. This is bizarre, but so nice. And I know my mom always said that her family was like the Brody Bunch, but I didn't know it was this close. But I think that, and I think of Grandma, I remember like going around Creekside and I would walk around with her. She goes, "This is my granddaughter," and everyone say, "Oh my gosh, you look exactly the same. Like you have that same smile, you have that blonde hair, and you know that round face." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And I always like was so embarrassed. I was like, "Oh my God, I look like my grandma. That's embarrassing." I'm like 11 and annoyed. So just being, being embarrassed by that at one point, I love it now. And I always, am showing people pictures of Grandma. I was like, "Don't we look the same? Like it's a celebrity." Like they don't care. But I was like, I look like Grandma Candy. It's like the best thing ever. And I know every time I smile and I see like, I got something from her. I got this ridiculous sense of humor and this need to make everyone around me love me, which happens automatically like Grandma. And it's just great to see everyone, and I miss her a lot. I miss all you a lot too.
Thank you, Becky. Ariel. Where's Ariel? Okay.
Okay. So it's really nice to see everyone. As everyone has been talking, I've thought of so many things that I want to say, so I'll try to keep it short. Like a lot of the younger cousins, I was also in that house. A lot of the memories I have are of her bad driving to Value City. And I was also sitting on Danny's lap when he got sick. And yeah, it was not good for me. But anyways, so a few of the things you guys have said about the strangers, my mom just actually informed me that when we were like standing in line at the amusement parks, I used to be like, Grandma would be talking to strangers, and I'd be like, "Oh, how does Grandma know them?" And my mom said that she doesn't. So yeah, I actually didn't know that until today. But one of the things about Grandma, just that she was always so interested in our lives and what we were doing. I remember I used to want to be an artist when I was younger, and so she would always ask me to draw her pictures, and like literally every single time I saw her, which I used to love, but then as I got older, I didn't love art as much anymore. And I changed my mind about wanting to be an artist, and she loved it so much I didn't have the heart to tell her every time she would ask me to draw a picture, so I would do it. And just another thing, I know how much Grandma valued education, and sometimes I think about that with school when I'm getting stressed out or it's hard. I just think back to how much she put an emphasis on that. It keeps me going. Also, just one other thing, I believe Grandma's birthday was like a week or two before she passed away, and I was just very grateful to have the opportunity to call her and talk to her before she died. I think there was a reason for that. It all happened, yeah, someone said October 27th, yeah. So yeah, I think that everything happens for a reason. I got to talk to her before she passed. And love and miss you all.
Thank you, Ariel. Grandchild number 24, Greg.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, so as the 24th, it's always hard to find something to say that someone hasn't already said. But I remember at Grandma's funeral, something that Dad said that really stuck out to me was that Grandma was his angel mother. Looking back, I'm starting to think that Grandma may not have been of this earth. She just that sweetness of hers, and I think what really stuck out was that it was so authentically warm. There was not an ounce of like fake or malice, like anything, any negativity was just lost to her. Another thing is my girlfriend, who couldn't be here, always says that she likes my smile lines. And I said, oh, that's great. You like my grandma's smile lines. And as we all have her smile lines, we also have that spark of her in all of us. So I wish that I could sit down with her and have another conversation today. I lost her when I was 16. And as I've gotten older, I've just only appreciated her more and more as the crazy sweet, angel that she was. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, Greg. I thank all you and all the grandchildren for their participation. This is wonderful that we could get 100% participation. And I know that Uncle Herman has been a faithful listener throughout this event. And I wanted to offer if he would like to say hello to everyone. Uncle Herman, would you like to
unmute yourself?
You can unmute yourself and say hello.
Oh, hello, everybody. I'll tell you, Julie and Phil, it's beautiful. I'm sitting here with tears dripping down my face because I've gone through a box of Kleenex, I think, this morning. It was a very touching. I thought all the grandchildren and everybody spoke beautifully. I mean, Candy, the one thing I've always been proud of that no one ever can hold the title of, that I was her kid brother. And so she was a remarkable person in every way, the most positive person and the most friendly person I've ever known. And it's just each of you honored her by being who you are. And we're proud of all of you today. But Candy was something special that will never, will always be in our hearts and love. And so, but thank you, Julie and Phil, for putting this together. It's a beautiful exercise, and I still got tears right now as I talk to you. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Uncle Herman. My husband has found a short little video we thought you would like, and then following this, Rabbi Noah Chestis is going to lead us in a memorial prayer. Afterwards, we have a slideshow of pictures if you still have time to pay attention. So enjoy this little video to remember Grandma Candy.
I just want to say this is a wonderful one on Mother's Day. I can't think of a better one where I become another grandmother of 19. I'm the envy of all my friends, especially my Catholic friends. And I have 19 beautiful, beautiful grandchildren and 12 fantastic kids. No, many mothers cannot brag about that, but I am bragging. So I want to thank my son, Philip, for giving me this opportunity to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone. And thank you again for a lovely Mother's Day cookout, the first of the year. Maybe many this year. We're looking for lots of simchas.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Rabbi Chestis has suggested a special memorial prayer to conclude our program, but you don't have to leave afterwards. You can talk among yourselves, and we have a slideshow that we're offering for your enjoyment.
There's a few pictures afterwards.
For a few pictures that you can enjoy that we've collected. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
That was an exquisitely beautiful and meaningful tribute. I'm glad that Grandma Candy herself mentioned that she was the envy of all of her Catholic friends, because that was the only thing that was missing from all of these glorious tributes. Here in Boston, I just have to say that the deck, it looks like it rained from all of the tears of joy and appreciation that were shed by my wife. And I can see from all of the tissues and wiping of the cheeks that was a common theme. The custom going back centuries and millennia is on a Yartzeit to share the memorial prayer, the Kel Malei Rachamim. And I'm going to say this prayer in a moment, but just to explain, it's a prayer in which we acknowledge the eternity of a soul. And today we all felt the eternity of Grandma Candy's spirit, because really it does live on. It lives on within each and every one of us. And with these words, we acknowledge that her beauty, her light, and her goodness continues to grow every day through each and every one of her descendants. El Malei Rachamim Shochein Bameromim Hamitzei Menucha Nechona Al Kanfei HaShechina B'ma'alot Kedoshim Utehorim Kezohar HaRakia Masirim Et Nishmata Clara Kenda Yenta, but what is it? I have it written down here. But David Moshe Visara Shahalcha Le'olama Ba'avur Sha'anachnu Mitpalalim Ba'ad Hazkarat Nishmata Began Eden Tehei Menuchata Lachain Balarachamim Yastireha B'Setar Kenafav Le'olamim Vitzra Bitzra Chaim Et Nishmata Adonai Unachalata V'tanuach B'Shalom Al Mishkava V'nomar Amen. May her memory continue to be a blessing to all of us and to the entire world.
He wants to share something now.
Am I on? Thank you very much, Noah. And thank you all for your participation. I was so looking forward to seeing everyone and catching up with you. If you want to stay on for a few more minutes, we have some pictures.
Yeah, you can talk to yourself.
And then anyone who wants to stay longer can converse and talk whoever they want. Again, wishing everyone to stay well and to be well and to be able to get together and celebrate in person as soon as we can. Okay, Phil, take it away with the pictures.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Julie, just want to say thank you again for putting this together, and just amazing that we got 100% participation, and this goes to show you how hungry we are to be together, and it'd be nice if we could make this like an annual tradition, or maybe even more often, at least annually, to do this. So just throw that out there.
Yeah, please feel free to talk during these slides.
Yeah.
This is Aaron's
I think Aaron's bar mitzvah.
That's my bar mitzvah.
Aaron's bar mitzvah.
Please talk during this time.
Yeah.
I agree. It'd be so nice to do this more often.
There's Sarah and Sarah.
Yeah, two Sarahs.
She's a Sarah sandwich.
Yeah. Mom on the cruise.
My mom playing slot machines.
Doing what she enjoyed.
She loved to gamble.
Didn't Grandma go to the casino like a few days before
Aaron's
she passed?
wedding.
She went to the casino the day before she died.
Yeah.
I think that was just when they got engaged.
Engagement.
Annie's bar mitzvah?
Big day.
Dave's graduation from medical school.
Remember, it was really important to Grandma to be at everybody's graduation. That was like really made a point of doing that.
Michael, good bagels and cream cheese.
It was great.
Thanksgiving.
Cake, pecan pie, pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Grandma holding the baby. Best thing she could do.
That's a Tara.
Yeah, that's a Tara.
Grandma came with me on my college visit. When I went to Harvard to visit, she wanted to come with me.
Oh my.
Very young family.
Mom!
Go back. He wasn't in that one?
You have to go back to that
Yeah,
picture.
Uncle Phil, can you go back?
Oh.
Back one. There we go. Let's take a look.
Danny time traveled to the 70s.
Oh, wait, go back. Elaine, Stephen, Miriam. I want to say Becky, but it's Miriam. Very young Candy and Julie.
Yes, Noah. 1,000% Noah.
Oh, the 80s.
Our wedding.
Lily's wedding.
Old Beth Jacob. 2 pregnant.
Oh, we'll go back.
Yeah.
I think, what, Miriam expecting that too? At the time?
No, Miriam was
Not
expecting.
Miriam, but
Martha was
Martha?
expecting, and this was my baby shower for David.
I know. I whispered it.
Hey.
I know we're coming up on Thanksgiving. I know that Noah Chessis and I both got introduced to
That's Maddie.
the whole family
The other one was
on
Matt.
Thanksgiving.
The other
Anybody
picture
else?
was-
Who like, there it is. There it is. Any other grandchildren-in-law that had that experience of Thanksgiving with Grandma Candy?
Yeah,
Oren was introduced at Thanksgiving. We ended up getting our car broke down on the way to Ohio. We slept in the freezing cold car, and I think Yaakov, you came to pick us up, and we still made it in time for Thanksgiving dinner at Aunt Julie's.
Yeah, I didn't think I knew that.
look how happy she is in this picture.
Yeah.
Big smile with her grandchildren around her.
Mm-hmm.
See,
That
Daddy.
was her 80th birthday, so
Guys, I saw both.
Got Grandma Candy's hair.
The very young Lewis and Florence.
Uh-huh.
Happy.
Hey, gosh, Danny Ari.
Danny Ari.
Ferrari. Mom's favorite
They
jacket.
like to party.
Yeah. Favorite.
Oh, great picture.
That's little Eliana.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a nice picture.
There's Adina.
Sarah.
Oh, yeah, I really like that picture. That's that was so fun for the cousins.
Thumbs it up. That is one handsome devil.
Yeah.
Nice. Aaron still wears that sweater every Thanksgiving.
The twins.
The twins at their bris, I think.
Creekside. That is the Creekside. Yeah.
Well,
Handsome guys.
Oh, Ari, look at us.
Which baby is that?
That is one of mine.
I
don't know which one.
oh wow.
Her birthday celebration.
Okay.
Now this one takes a little longer. That was the 85th birthday.
That was from the reunion.
I love this picture.
Theater point.
All right, thanks, sure.
Yeah, I think the reason Grandma forgave me when I was about to give birth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We love that.
There's Max and Maddie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember there's a little like
So you love that book.
Mm-hmm.
Your book you made, Sarah.
Where's that book?
I'm not sure.
Again, big smile.
That's a picture at the Lake Erie, isn't it?
Yes, that
Yeah.
was a family reunion
Yeah.
in honor of her 85th birthday.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hey.
We're a little bit younger.
Oh, they're so cute.
Okay.
That's in her house. One of the many parties she participated in.
Yeah, probably the last Thanksgiving.
Sweater.
Some sons.
I think we're back to the begining.
Looks like it.
Yeah, we're back to the beginning. Yeah.
Okay,
So hope you enjoyed those few photos.
Thanks, Phil. That's great.
Well, thank you, Julie and Phil. Beautiful, and thank all the participants. You guys were great, and Candy will be smiling. Thank you.
Love you all. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
You made all the dreams come true.
See you soon.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Julie.
Bye. Stay safe.
Love you.
Oh.
Seeing everybody. So great to see everyone.
Very
Grandma
nice.
Pierce together.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
You can get down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Aaron, my Herman, Rachel, Ellie, Natasha, Rabbi Chesses, Noah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Noah, for helping to
Don't declare
organize
me
the
by Chesses,
program
okay.
and for your beautiful prayer.
I think it went really well.
Nice job.
Gosh, you guys can all see Zoe starting to climb upstairs for the first time. Our lives are forever going to change.
You need that gate.
Donna, it's nice to see you.
All right, everybody. Take care.
Great to see
See you. Jonathan, see you in Cleveland, Jonathan.
Well, we miss the Cleveland family too.
Terribly.
Good to see everybody.
Good to see everyone. Be well. Stay well.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, Mom, you made it happen.
Thanks for all your help, Noah, and helping to
was,
organize this.
Such a fitting tribute. This is
It was really beautiful.
I can't believe that we got everybody to participate and say something. Well, I can say one thing. We don't have any shy people in this family.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't come there because I was at school and I just
I
couldn't
know. I saw you weren't there for a while, Dovey. I'm glad you got there toward the end.
I think the program was very nice, Noah.
Dad, I would end the recording.
Oh.
You can record it onto your computer.